Hello, everybody. We're live for Wildcard Wednesday,
Good evening.
Yeah.
April 15th, 2020. I'm here in Louisiana, and not right east, but a little bit east of me is Jean H. Pierre de Beverage Ramble. Way up the highway, and I mean way up, in Brooklyn, New York City, New York, is Michael Komaroff.
Hello, Michael.
Then even further up the road in Massachusetts is Thomas Metal 75 Massachusetts Beer Reviews. And then even further up and west is Bumpy Road Brewery.
Very bumpy road.
Now, so Michael, I'm gonna tell Michael what I've got. I have Dos Equis Ambar, the original Dos Equis from 1897. Okay. And we got William jumping in. He's up there in North Carolina, so we got to go back down the road to him. But I have the welcome, William. I have the Dos Equis Ambar. This is 4.7% alcohol. 4.7% alcohol. 22 IBUs. Ooh, 146 calories. And it's made in Mexico, so there you go. Now, Bumpy Road Brewery, Jesse, what do you have tonight?
What I am bringing is a collaboration brew. It's made by Resilience, which is a American side project from Schilling Beer Company out of Littleton, New Hampshire. This beer is an IPA. That's brewed with the Pink Boots Society hops 2020 blend. Pink Boots Society is it's like for female brewers and stuff like that. They put together a special hop blend. So this is in collaboration with the women of Allagash, Garrison City Beer Works, Great Rhythm, New Hampshire Vacation Land, Northwoods Brewing Company, Portsmouth Brewery, UNH Brew Labs, which UNH is a college, so I guess they must have started up some type of a beer school or something. And then Vermont Beer Shepherd and White Labs. It's 5.8% ABV, and it's called Pandoxatresis or something like that.
Okay.
Pandoxatresis. Okie
Nice.
I went to a football game against University of New Hampshire once. Just thought I'd mention that. Okay. Try to post comments here. Now, Eric, you joined second. So what do you have?
Okay. You made a little trip to Household to get some curbside pickup. This is Trillium Brewing Company. Bringing one of their, I think it's a newer IPA from them. It's in what they call their Emerald Necklace series. It is called Jamaica Pond Jamaica Pale Ale, and that's at 7% ABV. And this is so on this series, there's a bunch of different local waterways and ponds within some different conservatory areas inside of Boston, and that is in their area of Jamaica, like 7% ABV.
Okay. Now look at my beer. Ooh. That's gonna be good to me.
What beer, Jay? What beer you're drinking?
Dos Equis Ambar. And what are you drinking?
Tonight I am drinking Eric's favorite beer, Carlsberg.
Very nice, Joe.
Carlsberg, 5% ABV. Ingredients: water, barley malt, and hops. Simple as that. So, of course, this is I think if I read correctly, I think this is like the third or fourth largest brewery in the world. Am I correct?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought it was 4.8, so they jumped it up to 5 now.
Yeah. Bought this afternoon on my way home from work and stopped at the Greer's Cash Saver. And I said, hey, this will be a perfect beer. I actually wanted the malt liquor, the Elephant. Couldn't find that, so went ahead and settled for this one instead. So.
Okay. I'm surprised. I thought it was 4.8, but like I know these companies will change the ABV from time to time, but
Yeah.
Just didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Now, Eric, you had joined actually before Sean, or y'all came on, y'all were all coming on, but Eric did, so I should have gone to you next. But what do you have tonight?
You mean Michael Comera?
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. You already talked about your beer.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I'm
from my
losing it.
trip up from Florida through North Carolina, this is from a brewery called Havana, like the capital of Cuba.
All right.
And the beer is Grove. It's an Imperial double IPA at 8% alcohol. I don't know the IBUs, but it's got a couple of months on it for sure because I didn't get back until the end of January. So it's at least 2.5 months old. Could even be close to 3. I bought a 4-pack. This is the third one. It's a smart idea to drink them before the hops start fading.
Right.
And hopefully it'll be good.
8%.
8%.
Now, what's the ABV? Is joining us, William Kepley. What do you have tonight?
My beer is wearing a mask.
Good idea. Well, I think out of an abundance of caution, that's probably a good.
Maintaining a 6 feet distance from any other beer. So I'm in adherence to the stay-at-home edict. But okay, I got to
edict is a good. Don't do it. No.
This is a salted caramel ale from Craft Explorers, a Lidl product.
Nice.
5.8% ABV, a brown ale. So
interesting.
Nice stuff, everybody.
It's turned a little cooler here, weather-wise, so an ale will be pretty nice to drink tonight.
Yeah,
rather than the crisp.
It got chilly. It got chilly over here too, way down here on the Gulf Coast. So Jesse's going to describe his beer.
All right. Okay. First, to describe it, I must pour it. All right. So it's got a nice white head on it, fairly tight bubbles. Coloration is kind of a straw to light gold, and it is very hazy. The aromas, lots of like grapefruit and tangerine citrus notes. And that's pretty much it. That's basically what I'm getting out of it.
Okay.
First swig, so cheers. Let's see if I can get anything outside of the flavor.
Cheers, Jesse.
Cheers.
Everybody knows your name.
So yeah, once again, it's pretty much the grapefruit up front foremost. It's pretty much got the same bitterness throughout. It's definitely more bitter than what you would think of in like a New England style IPA. The bitterness is definitely up there above any malt sweetness at all. A little bit of a like a tangerine citrusy type rind, I guess, would come up at the tail end with the lingering bitterness as well. Malt flavor out of this is more or less on the cracker side.
Crack.
Got a fairly light body to it. Very, very slight amount of a drying effect to the mouth, and a good medium spritziness on the carbonation level. So I'll dwell on this a little bit longer and come back with some scoring.
Sounds pretty dang
Okay.
good. Okay.
He's going to dwell on it and sip on it.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Maybe not in that order.
Now, he's going to sip and dwell and sip and dwell and sip and dwell and sip.
Ronald Sutton. He's famous. Everyone knows his name. Yes, sir, Ronald Sutton.
All the Ronalds in Louisiana, the Ronald Suttons, the Ronald S's,
The Ronald McDonald.
Rios. All right.
Ronald Reagan's.
The Ravens. Yeah. All right. Now listen up. This beer was introduced in 1897. A lot of people think the green Dos Equis is the original. That's not so. The original was a brown Ambar lager, or whatever you want to call it. All right, Ambar lager. I paid $13.99 for the 12-pack, which to me is a good deal. It has toasted malt. It gives it the dark color. That caramel color. I don't mean that. Oh, yeah, I got a Schlitz glass. I don't mean it's caramel colored. I just mean, with caramel coloring, it just looks amber. Or okay. The nose is kind of nutty, malty, like a little white bread toast. Like you took white bread and you toasted it and you tasted the crust. Oh, yeah. You can taste that sweetness, the little caramel, I think, or even almost like I said, the nuttiness, pecan, little corn flour, Mexican corn, maize. The body's medium, the finish is crisp and clean. There's sweetness. There's a little bitterness with the 22 IBUs. This is such a good Mexican beer, in my opinion. I'm enjoying it. I always enjoy it. For a little while, a few years ago, I thought it was too bland. But I started thinking about it, and I said, I need to go buy some more of this beer. I think I'm wrong, or something's wrong with me. So I tried. When I did revisits, I said, yeah, something's wrong with you. That beer is good. So cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And your lockdown experience, of which I'm not going to go into because I'll say the wrong thing on the internet. All right, now over to the Medal of Thomas.
All right, Thomas Medal 75. Drinking on a Trillium Jamaica Pond IPA. It's in their Emerald Necklace series. So basically, the little rundown of the beer name, if it doesn't make sense to anybody, which it would, yes, Ronald McDonald's. If it doesn't make any sense, is there's a part of Boston right next to the Boston Common called the Public Gardens, and they have a big area, the Trillium location in Boston, where they grow some hops and some malts over there. But literally leading, I guess it must be like 4 miles or so, leading up to the Public Gardens are all of these different conservatories and these different little rivers and lakes you can go to, and go to some outdoor parks, and they've named a bunch of the different beers after these different parks and conservatories. So there you go. This one is utilizing 7% alcohol by volume, Jamaica Pond, and it's also got 2-row American barley, Maine flaked Tetracale, which is a wheat rye hybrid, C15 malt, Simcoe, and Amarillo hops. Let's show you the juicy, hazy look to that one with a nice white head. The smell on this one definitely has that rye spicy malt to it. It's got a little bit of a dankness to it. Lots of orange in this one, lots of grapefruit, maybe even a little bit of like a lemon peel kind of a scent to it. White bread. Did I say a spicy note? Yes. Yeah, it smells very fresh and new in the hops. So cheers.
Cheers, Eric.
Cheers.
And the website for Trillium is correct,
Cheers,
where they
dog.
talk about it's very dry. Yes, it is, and it invites you to come back for that next sip. It does not taste like 7%, but basically what I'm getting is almost like an unsweetened sort of a fruitiness, if that makes any sense. Like it's got the oranginess to it and that grapefruitness to it, with the white bready malt underneath that. There's a little bit of that spice from the rye as it dries. Definitely a pretty dry beer, not cloying in any way. I would say on the light side of medium, to be completely honest. Crisp, clean, ultra refreshing. It's got a nice carbonation zing, but it doesn't hurt going down very small, fine bubbles. White bready malt. There is a little bit of that bubble gummy character from the yeast and that wheat character that's in there. That's very fluffy beer, but it's just not what I like about it. It's not the most large bodied beer in the known world. It gets in with the toppy flavors, not very, very, very bitter until the end before it dries. It gets in and it leaves, but it's not, mind-numbingly dry where it feels like a desert. You're still left with the wet feeling, but it just sweetness-wise, it is dry. Very nice stuff. Hopefully y'all can picture that in your mind. Cheers.
I can picture it in my belly.
That's what I like to hear. Thumbs this man up. Ding, 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 ding. Very orangey when it dries. Very, very orangey. A little kind of toasty malt now that I think about it. Yeah. I'll sip and think of a rating.
Sipping and thinking. Hold on just a memento. And I'm
Maybe
gonna switch over to the
NBA will play soon. Maybe without a crowd. Who knows? We'll see.
Say what?
I said maybe the NBA and the Celtics will get back to playing soon. Probably won't be with any giant crowds. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it'll be an empty audience.
Yeah.
Boy, that would be exciting.
Gotta be quiet on the sidelines. The other team's gonna hear you make some plays and calls.
I'm just waiting word if college football or the NFL is going to go silent, but I think hopefully that's not the case.
Hopefully that's way far out in the future where we can, have our season back, right?
We want our freedom. Shut up, fool.
We
Just
want the
comply.
beverage guy to ramble.
Right.
Idiot. All right. Now, beverage ramble.
All right. So I guess it's my turn now. Okay. Hold on, guys.
Let's go while we're still young.
Okay. Here we go. Yes, tonight I am drinking Carlsberg. As you can see here, 5%. If someone can tell me what year this beer came out, let me know. But I've had this before. Say it again.
1844?
1844? Okay.
I said 48.
Anyway. 48. All right. Okay. So, this is a very popular beer in Europe. Made its way here. I prefer the elephant, but anyway, as you can see, I've been sipping on this for a bit while now. The hops has really kind of given it more as it's warmed up right now. The hops are really coming out more so in this beer. It has sort of that very grassy, sort of that Euro taste that you always get from whether it be Heineken, Stella, Pilsner, or Kel, whatever. That's the kind of flavor I'm getting in this beer right now. And very refreshing, very smooth. I'd rather want to have some fried shrimp with this instead of some hot dogs. But overall, this kind of pairs with that, flavor. Something grilled, something fried. nice, full body, with a lot of spices, and this Pilsner would probably go good with this. As I've said, I've had this several times, and I guess this is news to me. It was 4.8%. It looks like it went up to 5.
I found out, so look at the Carlsberg website that it does say 5.9.
But overall,
are you getting any green bottle element skunk to it?
None whatsoever. The born on date is fresh. Let me take a look at it here. Where is the born on date on this?
I don't remember. It might have a date on it or probably a lot coated.
Best before see shoulder. I'm looking at the shoulder of it right now, and I'm trying to find that date, and I don't bloody see it.
I believe you.
So,
well, that's bloody irritating.
Yeah, very irritating. We all love fresh beer. Fresh
Yep.
beer tastes better. So,
But you're not getting skunkiness or anything.
No, none whatsoever. So remember, I bought a beer, Pilsner Urquell from Walmart, and when I bought that, the date it was I think a year old, and it was still on the shelf. And I had when we did one of our Wednesday night things, you were doing, Jay, and I had complained about it, and they sent me a $5 check. So hey, $5. Oh, but hey, but these stores, they don't care. Just rotate. Yeah, they don't care.
They're still going to sell it and make money off of it. That's sometimes
exactly,
stores,
and that's what it is. So who cares? They don't know. But so
Okay.
I'll give you my score later on this beer.
Sweet.
So
Again, here's a look of the can, the Havana of Raleigh, North Carolina, growth, 8% alcohol, double IPA, and this is what it looks like in the glass.
Oh, nice.
Hazy orange with a white foamy head, and the head retention is very nice, and we will give it a nose.
Cheers to Michael in Brooklyn, New York.
Thank you. Okay, the nose is a bunch of citrus juice, but I can't decipher which citrus it is. So it's a combination of grapefruit and orange and lemon, and but no tropical in it. So it's all definitely straight citrus. There's no pineapple. There's no of the tropical that you do get in some IPAs. Let me give it a taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers again and again and again.
Okay, you get the citrus as your lead taste. You're also it's dank and hoppy. Let me give it another swig. It's very easy drinking. You cannot taste the 8%. It's well masked. Maybe it's the citrus is so well integrated into this beer, it is covering up the alcohol. So there's balance in this. There's also creaminess in this. I'm really enjoying it, and I will have a number for you shortly.
You said not very, very bitter for the style, right?
No, I would say this is more along the New England style.
Gotcha.
Made in North Carolina, which shows you the New England style is now available nationally.
I think brewers are finally catching up to how to, I don't know if they're as good as New York in the Northeast, but they're catching up on how to start to brew these beers, I think. And they're more and more of them are coming out that are higher quality from outside of New England, I feel.
This one's very good.
Cool. Cheers.
Okay, now on with the show down to North Carolina.
Speaking of the Carolinas, there he is, the man of triumph.
Here's another can here.
I like it.
This is a product of the Stevens Point Brewery in Stevens, Wisconsin. They do a lot of contract brewing in addition to their own lineup of beers. I would equate them similar to Genesee, what Narragansett does. They have sort of a split personality. They do the regular macro beers, then they do some craft style beers too. And Lidl is expanding along the eastern seaboard, trying to compete with Aldi in that segment of the budget supermarket chains. And they've been quite successful here, I think, in North Carolina, and have a pretty good selection of beers. So I'm glad to see them come to the area. I've been sipping on this one for a few minutes and let it sit out for a few minutes, which is worthwhile because these beers they're not the kind you want to drink too cold. I say probably for a beer like this, 50 to 55 degrees would be the optimal temperature. And this one is a dark gold amber bordering on the light brown. And you see the head. I was sort of disappointed in the head retention in it.
Yeah.
Hasn't been very impressive. But when I did pop the top on it, I got an immediate whiff of the caramel right up front. And on the nose, there's a lot of definite, there is caramel here. And your toasted malts together, they present a pretty enticing aroma. And on the sip, it's sort of the same profile follows through. You get that caramel, the maltiness from the roasted malts. You can taste a little bit of saltiness to it. It's an undercurrent, but it is there. And this is not particularly sweet. It's not as sweet as I anticipate it to be. So, but it's pretty good. And like I say, for more of a chilly evening here in mid-April, it's pretty enjoyable. I'll continue to sip on it.
Yeah, I was shocked by it. I was kind of shocked by this cold weather. All right, now I'm going to go back to the full screen. And Jesse, what do you score your rather obscure beer?
Handdockstreaces, I'm going to call it. This beer is definitely missing its base. It really has no platform to stand on. The hops just come through with more of the bittering effect, with some of the, like I mentioned, the grapefruit and kind of tangerine rind flavors. But there's no real base to it. It's almost like hop water for the flavor. So it's
damn.
yeah, they need it needs something more. It's almost like a session ale as far as the baseline, and then way more hops were used. So it's, I don't know, it's not really something I'm enjoying all that much. So I'm going to score this one at an 80 out of 100. I think is a fair score for this.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Not bad for what you're getting. Yeah. I don't know if you would probably go back to that brewery and buy it again. I bet, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't get this beer. They make other beers that are better.
Sure.
Yeah, the malt's definitely missing from it. Like I said, it's just kind of like a little bit of like a cracker malt base, but it doesn't like shine through. I had to search for that, right? And just figured, hey, since it's almost not there, it's probably on the cracker side.
Got you.
And now my beer is almost gone, but I'm gonna say, this thing is working so well. Now, if I had some tamales, it would be working even better. But I don't have that right now. But I have to give it, I think, a 93 out of 100. It's the most excellent beer. I could drink it all the time. I wouldn't get bored with it. I drank 12 out of 12. I didn't get bored with it whatsoever. It's not my favorite Mexican beer, but it's sure up there. And I was so disgusted because the other day I had washed very carefully my Modelo Negra gold rim glass that they sent me. They sent it to me. They sent me 2 of them, and it tipped over in the drain and hit another glass and broke. I said, "Oh, what a sickening situation! After 6 years of love and companionship, this glass is broken." But I've broken so many glasses. Oh well, that's not part of this hangout. But I just thought I'd mention some down in the dumps experience that I had. All right, now. Eric, what do you score yours? Thomas Meadow 75.
All right, we're drinking again. Jamaica Pond, part of the Emerald Necklace Conservatory in Boston. This is their IPA from Trillium, 7%. This one seems to be faring a little bit better and has a little bit more balance than what Bumpy was talking about in his particular style of New England IPA, which I like about that. It's 7%. However, as I said previously in my initial assessment of the beer, it's a very light on the medium side of the body, so it's very easy drinking and going. You can't tell. No, you can't tell if there's any of that. There's a little bit of like the lemon peel and the rind of a grapefruit and oranges in the background, sort of a little bit toasty. This one's pretty good. It's at least an A-. It's not the best thing from Trillium Mankind, but I'll give it a 90. So even if you've never had IPAs, I'd still say New England IPAs are a good bet. And for some reason, you're rolling into Trillium. If they're open, you do curbside pickup. This would be a good one to try for a first one too, just because of how light the mouthfeel is, and it gives you all the things that you're looking for in a New England IPA. And it's so dry, it resets you for the next drink. I think really spicy foods might work with it, like really hot chicken wings or chilies do really well with this, with the nice drying effect and the hoppy reset. Good stuff. Cheers. Not as big and bold as it, but good.
Now, just to mention, if y'all are bored watching this, you could jump over to Wednesday on Keep Sippin's channel. All right. And I was doing a little hanging out, not live, but I was making comments on Peter LaFrance's hangout yesterday. And I told him, I said, I'm going to mention you to Michael Komarov, who also lives in Brooklyn. Peter LaFrance is a beer reviewer who lives in Brooklyn. And he's been doing live videos from his house, I guess.
Nice.
He usually does it from, he owns a bar over there. So, Michael, I thought I'd mention that to you.
Is he on Facebook?
I don't know if he's on Facebook. He's on YouTube. He's got a channel, and he does a thing where he's called Meeting Expectations, where he'll say, here's a beer, and does it meet expectations? And he'll talk about a beer brand usually at the bar before all of this business. But
so it's under his name on YouTube, or what's it listed as? You know?
I think it's under Peter LaFrance.
Okay, I could look him up.
But I told him, I said, I'm going to mention you to Michael. Who knows? He might live next door to you. And
if you remember, Giant Space Monkey only lived a half a mile from me. So, and now he's closer. Now he's like an eighth of a mile from me. So he's in the neighborhood now, right by me.
Right. You and I and Giant Space Monkey and Mati were tasting lots of things.
In June of 2015, which shows you how fast time goes when you're having fun.
Right. Too many things, actually. Now that when I think about that day.
So we're approaching 5 years, Jay, on that meeting.
Nice.
I know, huh?
I remember that video. It was pretty cool. All y'all together at the house at the table, the 5 families sitting together, taking care of business,
like the Godfather.
Family business with beer.
He's the Godfather of beer.
Yeah, we did a number. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to highlight William.
Highlighted again. Like him. Jay, we like him.
Highlighted
him.
Well, I mean, we like everybody, but my format is we just do the group shot when we do the scores. But I'm losing it up since so early in the morning. My mind is starting to go downhill fast. But
Ooh,
William, what do you score your beer?
be well, William.
First of all, you mentioned about your condolences on your broken beer glass. I've suffered a few of those myself, and
Thank
last
you.
few days I've had a case of the beer buying blues. So
Ooh,
I'll just share a little of my suffering. Saturday I attempted to get a Hefeweizen to join Bumpy's Monday night, Bumpy Monday. Total Wine had 0 Hefeweizens.
that's strange.
That is rather strange.
Same
That
problem.
raised a red flag.
I had the same problem. I
Makes
was
me
going
wonder
to
if
join.
they're
I said,
having- it makes me wonder if they're having some distribution problems. Serious distribution problems maybe relate to the pandemic. But and on my way home, I stopped at here in town a convenience store. Grabbed a 19.2 ounce can of the Guinness Extra Stout for the Stout Sunday. They started selling singles here in some of the Guinness products. There were 3 or 4 other people gathered around the beer cooler, and nobody was really observing the 6-foot distance. So I usually check the code dates, but I just wanted to get in and out of there, and I grabbed the can, and I got home with it. It was 5 months past the 10-month date they allow for the beer.
Jeez.
Oh no!
Rather disappointing. And on but Monday, I contacted Guinness. I sent them an email. Within 2 days, they responded. They already gave me a case number. It's like a law case or something. We're very receptive, and they said just send us take a photo of your receipt and send it to us, and we'll try to resolve the situation. This is just for a 19-ounce 1 can of beer. I was more doing it for curiosity's sake rather than anything. But the fact they responded so promptly, I was very impressed. So I'll give a thumbs up to Guinness on that count.
Yeah.
Conversely, it's been over a week, and I've not heard from Pabst yet about the availability of Schlitz in my area. So
Jay, those macros are just not as responsive.
they're not
Oh,
getting
there.
back to you.
Apps has one of the worst distributions. By
It's
far.
terrible. It's
Yeah.
laughable.
Yes.
But I'm gonna give this one a second pour to see if I can generate a little bit more of a better head, and I'll give you a score.
Nice. Yeah, what
Now,
keeps
can I
happening to
get-
me
can I-
after?
John, score real fast while you're doing your.
Carlsberg.
Okay, gentlemen, like I said, if all of you have had Carlsberg, which I'm sure you guys have, this is an excellent beer. Like I said, it's an A for me. That would be a 9. Let's see, 93 score.
Oh.
Professor Terrio, would that be 93? Is that correct?
Yeah, 9.3 out of 10.
Good
You got
Euro
it.
is a good Euro Pilsner, or they describe it as a Euro Lager. I like it, but give me the elephant 7.2. That's up my alley.
I've seen the elephant. Hey, that's a double entendre. Hey, Beverage Ramble Incorporated Empire of Mobile.
Yes.
Get ready because tomorrow I'm gonna post a video for a beer I drank called "I Drank Therefore I Amber."
Yes, from our friends at Fairhope Brewery. Correct. How did you like the cheap blonde? The cheap sunglasses. How'd you like that?
I didn't have a cheap blonde. I had cheap sunglasses, and I liked it. I loved it actually.
Yeah, it's a good blonde ale. I would agree.
Now back to William Kepley with his light Lidl.
Got a little better representation here. A slightly white head, quite sort of a memory foam / sudsy, a little bit of combination between the two. But on this beer, my impression now is it's just sort of the definitive example of an average beer. It's not really good. It's not bad. It's just there. One thing that popped in mind was this reminds me a lot of the Trouble Brewing pack, the Trouble Brewing variety pack brewed by Genesee for Walmart. They sort of fit. It slots in there. It's not really good. It's not bad. It's just average. It's just there. I expected a little bit more pop of flavor. You know, it's rather bland. You do get the caramel, you do get a little bit undercurrent of the salt and the lightly roasted malts, but it's not. It doesn't grab your taste buds. You drink it, it's decent, but it's just like I say, it's just sort of a blah beer. So on my Taco Bell scale, I'll start with 3 out of 5.
All right, not bad.
It's above the horsey, above the Arby's horsey, above the mild, which would put it at a hot, but below the fire, much below the Fire and Diablo. 3 out of 5, and on a numerical scale, I would give this one about an 84. Just right.
That'd be a B, a B minus.
B minus.
B.
Nothing's wrong with it. Nothing off-putting or anything. It's just not, you know, with so many options out there, this wouldn't be one I probably would grab again. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, guys.
Well, hey.
I'm sorry. Real quick. I found the date, as you probably saw on the side, is July 7th, 2020. So I had to turn my cell phone and see the light. It was like really, it was kind of hard to see. So I had to turn my cell phone and see it. And there it was right up top.
It's not bad at all. No.
That's a good day. So it's fresh.
Now,
Are you, William, is part of your rating based on maybe your opinion of the flavored beers? Do you normally go for flavored beers, or are they sort of a every now and again kind of a thing for you?
It would be more of an outlier for me.
Yeah.
Because this one, by the title, it does have the addition of caramel and salt. They have to specify that. But for example, at 5.8, a darker beer, I mean, this compared to something like the old Tankard Ale, the ESB, it doesn't even come close. So I'm not comparing it against something like unobtainium or extremely good. It just doesn't. It's just there. It exists as a beer, but like I say, like with so many options out there, I wouldn't grab this first or even probably get it again. But it was interesting to try it, and like I say, there's nothing off-putting or it's not a drain pour or anything like that. It just doesn't punch above its weight, I guess, so to speak.
right. Got to call it as you see it. Now, in honor of wine stays, I have something.
That's
Indeed, 2020. Here we go.
wine, not anything that a winery would make.
Nice melons.
Oh, it's a winery.
What winery makes that? The Mad Dog Winery? Mad Dog Vineyards?
Now, hold on now before we go overboard.
We're already there.
So we got a couple of watermelons at the top. And then we got the Mogen David 2020 symbol there. When it first hit the market in 1968, it was a 20-ounce bottle at 20% alcohol. But now it's just a meaningless marketing term. But don't say that, because I might run across an actual 2020 one day, you know.
Hey,
and this is
guys, Hey, I'm sorry, Jay. I'm going to go ahead and go, guys. It's been real. Thank you. Do it again.
Cheers.
All right, John.
All right, later.
This is the Electric Melon, an electrifying and tangy taste. Great wine with natural flavors and artificial colors, as if you weren't shocked, as if that's a shock. Okay. Anyway, Thomas says, let's see.
Yes, what does Thomas say? I got your melons right here, bro. No laughing joke that MD 2020. That's not going to go good.
And then the meatloaf. The meatloaf says orange is my favorite 2020. Gross beer glass is great. 10-ounce fluid. Keep filling it up.
Yup. Fart duck.
Oh man.
Is that how you drink Mad Dog 2020? Oof.
probably make a lot of mistakes. So I'll just pour a little bit because I don't want to get too exercised.
Jay, as you pour, can I give my score?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Michael. Like I said, I'm fading.
Michael?
Feel free to interrupt me.
Stay there. I'll just give it. My final score is a 95. So I guess I have the highest scoring one of the evening. And as it's gotten warmer, there is a slight amount of bitterness that you do get in the finish. So even as more of a New England style, there is bitterness on the back end, which
On the
was
back end.
at the beginning. So it has come on as it's warmed. Still an A beer.
A.
An A beer, 95, bottom of my A range.
Wow. I think you had the highest score tonight. And I apologize for skipping over you.
It is okay.
Wednesday nights, I'm kind of, things are starting to slip a little bit.
Okay, finish.
It's not-
Are you going to take a swig of the MD 2020?
Yeah, and me slipping is not alcohol related. It's just being tired, working all day, and
Drinking enough water, Ron?
not drinking enough water. All right. Drinking enough coffee, but it didn't really help. Ronnie S says, look at this now. Here's Ronnie S. Oh, that tastes like
Battery.
Kool-Aid.
Ooh.
Lemonade flavored Kool-Aid, except that it's 13% alcohol and it'll cool your aid if you play around
What
with it.
variety of grape do they use in Mad Dog 2020?
Only the finest.
Select grapes, right?
It says right here, it says bottled by the 2020 Wine Company, Westfield, New York. But it's actually a company called the Wine Group.
Wow.
And the Wine Group used to
Westfield,
be
New York. Isn't that where Juicy Juice is located? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. No, the story though, well, actually the story is that it was owned by Coca-Cola until 1984. So Coca-Cola used to own MD 2020, and so there's a backstory to that. Interesting backstory.
Yeah.
Oh, Four Roses. Me and my friend David did a review of Four Roses out on my back porch, but the doggone wind was blowing so hard it screwed up all my videos. I know that people are going to be complaining. It's too windy.
They make good beer. I like that.
Yeah. He says, it tastes like juice when you can't taste the alcohol anymore. Well, I don't really taste the alcohol so much. Nate says, I'm a little drunk, I have to admit. Nah, you can't be drunk.
All right, Nate, cheers.
Right, beers of joy? Can you distill Coca-Cola? I don't know.
Probably.
Well, I see that our audience has been.
What do a lot of the seltzer waters do? They add so much of the sugar that it can ferment. Maybe they add more sugar to Coca-Cola. Maybe it could ferment.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know the science too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, this MD 2020 is
Dynamite.
it's not terrible actually. If you like sweet, like Kool-Aid things, which I don't really care for, but if you like Kool-Aid type things, heck, why not? The Wine Group. I'll say this about the Wine Group. I watched William Kepley's presentation when he was ranting and raving about Pabst, and I 100% agreed. It's a tragedy. It's a fiasco. It's an embarrassment. Not for us. We don't run Pabst. But for them, it's a sham. You get on the Wine Group's website and get on the MD 2020 website, and then you can learn how to do a website correctly. Now, people talk dog. Let me start. Look, people talk dog about MD 2020. Oh, dog, that's street garbage. That's bum juice, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it's bum juice. Maybe I'm an old drunk for drinking or whatever. I don't care. Get on their website and find out how to do a website correctly, okay? If you can do bum wine and make a respectable website, you can't do that for one of the iconic sets of beer brands from America's history. Give me a break, you know?
Possibly they own too many beer brands to try to keep track of them all. And that's his poor logic anyway. Yeah.
That is a poor excuse.
It is, but maybe that is the lame excuse
Poor
we'll get
because
one
they
day.
tout the fact they have these brands.
Yep.
They're proud of it. They acknowledge it, but yet they treat them like crap. Their own brands.
Right.
It's one of those
If you
situations.
can't handle it,
Get out of the race.
Right. Let someone else take over that might give them a little bit of due respect.
One of these days, it's going to be City Brewing Company ribbon beer. Oh, wow. That would be a shock to all the, whatchamacallums, the hipsters out there in beer land. Jay got so mad he left. Damn. Oh, no, there comes Jay.
get some water. No, I have the passion, baby. Look,
Yeah.
when I was doing the research, all right, we're going to go on for another 10 minutes, and that's it. Look, when I was doing the research for MD 2020, Mogen David 2020, it's a legitimate product, whether you regard it with any kind of positive regard or not. It's been around for 52 years. And Mogen David's been around since 1933. But I was doing the research and I was looking at their website, how it was set up and everything. And I just made me think about the video that y'all were part of. And I was thinking, man, this is incredible. You know, like you can take a product like this and you can have a good website. And then, like William said, Pabst doesn't even look like a junior high person did it. It looks like nobody did it. It looks like it's terrible, horrible.
And look at some of the websites for the whiskey brands like Sazerac. I mean, you know, they look like somebody put some thought into them actually, and they care about their products. You know that it means something. You know, in fact, like I'm listening to this got back to me so quickly about one 19-ounce can of beer that they thought enough to, you know, respond to it. And it does mean something to the consumer. And but you mentioned about the MD 2020. The bottom line is all of these are alcohol delivery products.
Yep.
It's just pick your poison. What do you like? That's what they all deliver alcohol.
Right.
Drink an MD 2020. That's fine. If you don't like the taste of alcohol,
move along.
Drink a MD 2020. You get a alcoholic soda. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just like the marketplace responds to different needs. The consumer
right. It's like drinking 13% Kool-Aid. And Eric asked, what kind of grape? Well, actually, they use Concord grapes, which is a New York grape.
Right.
Concord grapes are the kind of grapes that grow well in New York. They're not considered like the best grape, but it doesn't matter because that's what grows there.
Yeah, the red kind usually doesn't grow too well in the Northeast.
Well, yeah, I mean, when the European, when the Dutch and later the British went to New York, they couldn't say, well, we prefer Italian grapes. Well, they're not going to grow in New York. So they grew the grapes that the Indians were growing, which was the Concord. And so they made a huge industry out of it. And the best thing about those kind of grapes is that if you don't like them, you don't have to drink the wine. You can buy something else. But millions of people a day do drink wine made with Concord grapes. So, and I'm sure they don't stay up at night worrying about somebody on the internet doesn't like it that they drink.
There's no internet back then.
Yeah, no, they don't care.
No trolls. You had to go to the company
to be a troll. What?
You either had to go to the company or write letters to them personally if you wanted to be a troll back in the day.
Oh, back in those days, right.
Or write a letter to the editor in the newspaper.
Nobody was time to send letters and postcards. Yeah, so, you know, millions. I see people every day buying Manischewitz and Mogen David. Hey, well, are they all a bunch of idiots? No, probably they just like drinking it.
I guess.
All right, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to turn the floor over to y'all for the last 7 minutes and listen.
Okay. That was a good
Take
question.
turns.
Ronnie asked William when he's going to do his first segment of his beer tournament.
I guess basically when everybody's schedules align, what's the most popular night? I need to inquire about what would be the most popular night to have. The
Okay.
most people that are interested will be able to participate. I mean, I'm open to start at any time. So maybe I'll just put a little comment on the Beer Talk 2020 or the beer, one of the, to find out what's the
I
best.
think tomorrow's a good time.
I was thinking probably Thursday night or Sunday night.
Yeah.
Seem to be the least active nights as far as, I know a lot of people stay home on Sunday evening. I found that out when I was a sports writer. I would contact a lot of coaches on Sunday nights, high school and college football coaches. It seemed like more people are at home on Sunday. But Thursday, if I would be amenable to doing it on Thursday night. Get the first round would be the number 1 seed Budweiser versus number 4 Coors Banquet. That would be the first round. So you got to just bring those 2 beers, and that would get started. And whatever the people, that I'm like I said, I'm cooperative. Any night would be fine with me.
Yeah, I think Budweiser and Coors would be easy to acquire.
Yeah.
Now, if it was Peels and Schmitz, forget
No way.
Yeah, I already got them all in my fridge, so I'm
But
good
I
to
have been
go.
getting some suggestions from about like a budget AAL, and some other items. I mean, this can be expanded to any basic style of beer, as long as you stay. And the caveat is to stay within the ones that are available to get. That's the whole point of it. So, but I think if it.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't realize I'd hit my. I feel so stupid. I didn't realize I'd hit my icon button. I mean my expand button. Sorry, John and Neely. Thanks for. Good thing I'm not a dispatcher for a railroad. There'd be a lot of derailments. Okay.
I was going to make a point
Once.
on our local news tonight segment. They were talking about the government stimulus to small businesses.
Yeah.
Other Half Brewing, which is the one similar to Trillium and Treehouse in my neighborhood, it's about half a mile from where I am, were able to get some of the government stimulus money, and they're able to rehire all the people that they laid off right after it started. And supposedly, and until this actually happens, we don't know, in that bill, if you rehire everybody, it goes from a loan to a grant.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep all the money as long as you rehire everybody who was working for you before. So I guess whatever money you get, Other Half got it. And the interesting, I haven't been there in a while because obviously I am locked down and can't go, you can't go into the place and drink anyway. You can take out beers. They sell 4-packs.
It's maybe even worse in the state of Michigan right now with them complaining and moaning and groaning about you're not even allowed to really go to the grocery store. You're not even allowed out of your house, basically, in Michigan.
Well, we don't have a total lockdown. We can go out, but just to get fresh air and go to the grocery store, and that's it. I mean, you can go to the local pizza place, the slice, that kind of thing, but you have to be masked now, like the Lone Ranger, or else don't go out.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Michigan might have a revolution.
Goes into effect on Friday. We must be masked, or else.
Or else you're going to jail.
Well, there are police. The police are monitoring, but they're not going to put you in jail. They would just fine you.
Fine then.
Sounds like East Germany are probably a little stricter than East Germany, but
probably not.
But supposedly, Ron, our situation has crested, but the state's still losing 800 people a day on average. But these are people who were infected 2 weeks ago, so they've been on the ventilator, and it's some people are coming off the ventilator and are being saved. Others, unfortunately, have to say goodbye to them, and it's sad. The whole thing is sad. I think it's over 30,000 now dead in the country.
Oh yeah.
We can say a short prayer for the dead, but whatever it is, and let's hope it's better soon.
Yeah, we got to move along as a society. We got to unfortunately, you do have to put all of that aside and look at what's happened. We got to move along as best as we can with all of that information in mind. And
I got in a big argument
from any possible, right?
Yeah, I got in an argument with a lady on the phone today.
Yeah.
She was angry because of Facebook posts I made, and
We're all entitled to
she said-
whatever we think. We don't have to agree with
said,
anything.
she said, "But you don't agree. You don't agree, do you?" I said, "No."
Mhm.
She said, "Well, I'm gonna get off the phone now. Bye." I said, "All right, bye." But I'm sorry. People have different opinions about things, but
Yep.
maybe that's illegal now. They have different opinions. They could have changed that ruling. All right.
You never know.
You like that? All right. Now, anyway, last chance to comment because we're going to shut it off.
Looks like for Multi Monday 420 is going to be Saison. So
I can get one of those.
yeah,
Least
that's
right
any
now,
Saison. It doesn't have to be Belgium. It doesn't have to be like French. It can be any Saison,
Nice.
even if they add fruits to it. Whatever
What
Saison
about,
goes.
what about one from Louisiana?
That's perfectly fine.
Have at it,
'Cause
Ron.
that falls under the category of any, right? Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
What else?
Any
John-
last promotion?
John and Illy will be back on Stout Sunday hosting. So everybody get your stouts together and be ready at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time. And that will be happening in 4 days.
I assume if we're still doing it tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Beer Chugs channel of YouTube is doing his Guess the ABV show on YouTube. It's actually pretty fun, and if you even aren't on the panel, you try to play along. He gives you a beer style. He picks 3 beers in 3 different styles, and gives you the name and the description. You got to guess the ABV. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes usually it's really not as easy as you would think to guess those things. So Beer Chugs, that's the name of the channel. It's sometimes hard to type it in on YouTube and try to find it, but 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What's it called?
What is it called, Bumpy? It's called Guess the ABV.
What it's actually what the ABV,
What the ABV. There you go.
but it's on Beer Chugs channel, not what the ABV with Willie.
We're combining everybody
Remember.
in the subscribe button.
Simple to remember.
Keep it a kiss. Keep it simple.
Ronnie S. is mentioning again that we should have the Stout Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning. And that would be okay with me, except I don't know if you can get 6 people to come on at 9 o'clock.
You gonna drink
Yeah,
early?
people out in California. It's
People in
still
California
sick.
got that sick and going, they're going,
I
what?
think he's just kidding around. I think he's just kidding around at this point. He's just joking. Yeah, this masking thing is crazy, man. A long time ago, people in Louisiana could go to prison for wearing masks, but they were different. They were like white, and they had like your eye. You could see your eye. All right, but anyway,
Oh no, great.
That's just a
well,
quick
depending on what, depending on who was wearing it. But anyway,
Whiskey South says no,
And
no,
John-
9 o'clock. And I'm not surprised.
yeah, I don't think he's really serious about that.
10:30, if
He's
you
just-
think about it, is pretty early. I wanted to do it, so that's because Audrey gets up around 12, so it gives us an hour and a half to fool around and keep talking. But sometimes you go. Ronnie picked it up. Jay, he has your joke, which is good.
Oh, what? I was talking about.
Yes, his post.
I was talking about Mardi Gras, obviously.
No.
Okay. Anyway, you didn't go to prison for wearing a Mardi Gras mask, I don't think, unless you went into a bank. Now, anyway, now, don't burn things. That's good English. Don't burn
Yeah,
things.
and then I retracted that and I respelled it, so you can post that one. Ooh.
No, it's too late. Don't. Okay, now, no, because we got to get off the air.
Okay, Ronnie,
Professor Bowman.
tune us out.
What I don't like about these chats is that you can't edit your comments. So sometimes you'll type stuff and it'll make people think, boy, you're uneducated. But it's like, no, I made a mistype. And then if you delete it And then it won't even let you delete the comment, or it's irritating, you know. It's like, come on, man. You can make typos. I was just giving Eric a hard time. I mean, I know what he meant, but
Is very unforgiving of a typo, unfortunately.
interface says almost done with this 40. Now I'm going to end the broadcast, and this time I actually end it.
Okay.
Unlike the previous one where I thought I ended it and I hit the wrong button. Thanks for everybody watching this video production.
Thank you for hosting, Jeff.